Hello and welcome to another YouTube video of our 30-day challenge. We are at day 7 and trucking right along. But I did have a bit of a bit of a blunder with yesterday. Did not get the video up, so we do have the video today. But this is the 7th video, 2 in 1 day. But it made me think, something like that. I was really hoping it wouldn't happen, that I wouldn't have a mistake like that. But I did, and I tried my best to fix it and do what I could about it. And now we've got this video, and I'll, have this one put up. But it made me think about motivation. This is a challenging project. I'm a week in, and I've got 3 more weeks to go, and 23 days or whatever it is. So I wanted to think about, what motivates you, what motivates you as a writer, especially as somebody who is, not published, not in the mainstream, speaking about myself. So as a published author, I can imagine it's a completely different thing. You have the financial status, you have the financial gains coming in, and that, is something that you can visually see from your work. And it's just like working a real job. There's some motivation, there's some reason to get up every day and go to your work, go to your job, because you have some return from it. And so as a writer who isn't yet making money from their work, what is the motivation? What keeps you going? For me, it's just stories. I love stories. I love telling stories. I always have. I always used to say that I would just keep writing even if I never got published. And, I like that because I think it's true, but it's maybe a little bit too negative, and it's, opening the door for me to never get published because I'm already thinking, well, in case this doesn't work out, at least I still love what I'm doing, because I do want this to be the career. I want this to be the full-time thing. And so, maybe that's not the best language to use, but aside from that, aside from getting in your own head about why you do the thing, I think the motivation for me is, it's just, I love telling stories. I love how stories work, how they're composed, and what you can learn from them. Because I think, some great lessons can be learned in books. I've cried in books. I've laughed in books. I've just gone to places that I, couldn't go in real life. And you can share a lot with books. You can read something and somebody else can read the same story. And then you have this conjoined moment where you're interacting together and you're speaking on the same thing. And there's that just beautiful familiarity with, sharing this piece of media with somebody else. And I think, books, just with their length and the way that they can, spin words in a certain way, it really lends to that, that beauty that, can't be found in all other mediums. And it's, certainly found in other mediums, but it's different. It's, every piece of art has its own way of doing things. And I think books are unique and beautiful in a certain way. So for me, getting up and trying to get all my words in every day to complete this challenge, it is hard, but I thought it would be, and hard things are good because it's, pushing you and making you better. And, I think every day that I write 4,000 words is, 4,000 words closer to the finished product of the novel. And it's nice to have finished novels under my belt. I've written probably close to a dozen novels at this point of various lengths, some young adult and shorter, some, full adult, longer epics, and none of them published because I'm really bad at the marketing, trying to query and all that side of thing, which I'm working on. I'm trying to get better at, but I have written a decent amount, and I like writing. I like the process, and so I'm convinced that every time I do it, the more I'll improve, and hopefully, there's the quote that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And so as long as I'm doing something slightly different every single time, or vastly different every single time, then I think I can expect different results. So that's the goal. That's the hope, that every day you write, you get a little better. And every book you read, you learn something from, and everybody you talk to about writing and reading, you learn something from, and we can just improve and grow and be better at what we do. So that's the goal. That's the motivation for the day. 1 week into the challenge, I sound like a broken record because I think the story is improving and getting better, but I've written a lot that is, can probably be condensed. So, like I said, for the earlier video released today, if you're following along still, and if you're still reading, and if you're still going to that website and reading 4,000 words every day, I commend you. I am thankful. I think it's cool. Hopefully there's something, grabbable in any of that I'm writing. I'm interested in the story. I think it has a promise, but we'll see where it goes. So that's my motivation for the day. I think, loving the craft is what keeps me going, knowing that I want to get to a place where I can sit down every single day and say, this is my job, and this is what I'm getting paid for. That's the goal. So that's what we're working towards. And it's, good things are tough. So I'm not mad about it. I like this challenge. I like the fact that I get to write when I get to, and we're going to just keep going and see what happens. 23 more days, 22 more days, whatever it is. And we'll get to the end of the novel. So thanks for following along. Thanks for watching. Follow me on TikTok, and we'll see you tomorrow with 4 more 1,000 words.